Hello, Brian Percival here, pleased to meet you. Now, if you've already seen one of these intros, they're all the same. Just go to the timestamp here to get to the content. You'll need to watch this once. All I'm doing briefly is just explaining what's going on. Now, I stopped doing videos about 2 or 3 years ago. Because a lot of stuff was going on and I basically just didn't have time. It was as simple as that. So what I've done is now that I'm going back to it, I'm consolidating everything onto one channel. So there's going to be one place for all the content I do. It's not going to be spread around everywhere anymore. So as anyone who's seen my stuff before knows that I love a jump cut. I love nothing better than a jump cut, basically because I can't be bothered editing properly. Especially when it's just the stuff like this. So I've decided that I'm just going to put everything under my own name now. Like, nothing's going to be by aliases or anything like that. And mostly I've got fed up with the Pickled Onion Night channel because, well, why go under an alias? It's like people that have still got like a name they invented when they were at school, like Peter 512 or something like that. Get over it. Just going by my own name. But mostly it's because when I started the Pickled Onion Night channel, I thought it was a really clever and cool Final Fantasy reference, and it turns out that everyone now thinks it's a Game of Thrones reference. So that's annoyed me. So that's why that's going. So yeah, everything's basically just going to be moved across to the one stream. So everything I do is going to be in the one place. So if you like my stuff, this is the place to come. If you don't like my stuff, go somewhere else. I don't know what to tell you. With that in mind, I'm recording this little intro to go over the top, to be edited into the older stuff that I've done. Some of it has to be redone. That's just the way it is. Stuff moves forward in a couple of years, and some of the things aren't how they used to be. But some of it is perfectly fine to re-upload here. So I'm just putting this bit in at the beginning so that it looks completely seamless. So what I'll do is, unfortunately, a lot of the older stuff is watermarked. So what I'll do is I'll put a little black bar that's going to rise up here now, and that'll just cover up the watermarks so that nobody gets directed to any of the old stuff anymore. And yeah, well, look forward to the content you haven't seen. A lot of it is older stuff. Like I say, there's new stuff coming. I'm editing loads of stuff at the moment. So yeah, look forward to see you in the future. Right, hello and welcome to another pickups video. This one runs from the middle of February 2017 to the beginning of April 2017. So this is the stuff that I've picked up then. And just quickly, there probably won't be another pickups video for a while. I am still waiting on some stuff turning up, but there's been some problems with the deliveries. So I thought, do I wait or do I do one? So I decided I'll just do one and get the vast majority of the stuff out of the way. And then I'm sure if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see the stuff as it comes in anyway. So Twitter's basically a teaser campaign for the stuff I do in this video. So I'll get started with, actually I'll start off with a teaser, if I may, for another video I plan on doing. And basically, I want to start off by saying I went out specifically and I bought a PlayStation 2 memory card. Now, you may be saying, oh, big fucking deal. We've all got PlayStation 2 memory cards. What's the problem? Well, all the ones I had have all got saves on them. Now, and a lot of them are saves I've had for years because I always had quite a lot of PlayStation 2 games. So I didn't want to delete any of them. I do have them backed up, but I didn't want a memory card that I couldn't permanently use. So I went out and bought a new one. And again, you might be saying, well, big deal. Okay, so you've bought another memory card. You can play some more games, yeah? Well, no, there's a deeper reason for this. And I'm not going to say exactly what I've got planned, but when I tell you that I went on eBay as well at the same day, and I have bought for £23.95 a SATA hard disk adapter for the PlayStation 2. It's not obviously an official Sony one, it's one of the cheaper Chinese knockoffs. But when I also say further to that I do have a copy of Action Replay Max as well for the PlayStation 2, then some of the more astute amongst you will already know what this video is, what this video I'm teasing is going to be about. But I'm not going to spoil anything for you here. Wait until I upload the video, which, if the shipping from China is any indication, will probably be in about a month's time. So that's that bit out of the way. Teaser over. Let's get on with the actual stuff that I've got to show you now. I'll start off with PlayStation 4 stuff. Now, as anyone that's been following my stuff for a while knows, I'm trying to get the limited run sets as they come out. So this is the two that have turned up in this collection. This is number 40 and number 42. The Swindle and Dear Esther. And this is the Landmark edition. Now, I don't know what that means, but it costs slightly more. That's all. And these are... I have actually bought 5 more limited run games in the last 2 months, but obviously shipping from the States takes a couple of weeks, so they're not here yet. I can't show them to you. So that's 2 anyway. And as usual with the limited run stuff, they come with the game, stickers, manual, and now this new thing about I'm not going to show the number just in case, but the loyalty rewards little thing I've put in with each of them. Now, I don't know what the loyalty rewards do, and quite frankly, if I have to pay shipping on any of them, I'm probably not going to use any of them anyway, but there you go. They're there, and if people want to use them, they can. So that's it. Pretty dull, really, because everyone knows about limited run games now. What they might not know is there's other companies doing sort of slightly more... They're doing about the same sort of run quantities of games, but they're actually putting them out in actual shops. One of these companies is Soidesco, and I've got 2 games by them. One is Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams Director's Cut, and this is... the Gianna Sisters originally came out on the Commodore 64 as a sort of Commodore answer to Mario. Well, not really Commodore, because they had nothing to do with it. This was some other programmer's done it. I can't remember who it was. But yeah, so this is a sort of platformy, collecty, crystal-y game. Sort of... Well, it's probably not really like Mario anymore, to be honest. The other one I bought, which is also Soidesco published, is Among the Sleep, which is a horror game where you play as a toddler. So that looks pretty interesting, doesn't it? So keep an eye on that. It might be very good. And yeah, the Gianna Sisters, I paid £15.50. Which sounds like a lot, but actually really isn't, because it's supposed to be pretty good. And Among the Sleep was $13.99 I paid. And again, these prices include delivery. All the prices include delivery if I had to pay delivery. That's just how I do things. Now, let me talk about something that happened today. I was out shopping in a town near me called Harlow, and they have a cash converters. And when I went in there, they had quite a few PlayStation games, original PlayStation games, and they were all priced up at $4.99. Now, lots of PlayStation games aren't worth $4.99, if I'm honest with you, unless you believe some of the liars on eBay that put, you know, the original Destruction Derby up there for and want 20 quid buy it now because they claim it's rare. It's not. But there was a couple of things that caught my eye at the $4.99 price point, and I just had to jump on them. The first one was Final Fantasy VII. Now, obviously, I already have Final Fantasy VII, doesn't everyone? But, I mean, look at the condition of that box, bearing in mind this is 20 years old. I think this is actually in better condition than the one I have, and I bought it new, so... and all the discs are in here. yeah, they're a bit fingerprinty, but all these black CDs do end up a bit fingerprinty after a while, don't they? Well, that'll clean right off. Instruction book, all the discs are in it. So yeah, $4.99. That not too bad at all. The other one that was $4.99 was Final Fantasy IX. Now this does have a couple of cracks in the box, admittedly, and because it's cash converters, they have these stickers that they seem to weld onto the boxes. They are really difficult to get off unless you know how, which I'll have to do at some point. But the one that really interested me at a $4.99 price point was Parasite Eve 2. Now, you don't see many copies of this game around. I don't really know why, because I don't think it's actually that rare, but I think people that have it have kept it. I don't think many people have actually sold it on. But look at this. I mean, honestly, that looks like it's just come out of the shop, doesn't it? Like, sort of new. I mean, there's hardly a scratch on this box, and you know, the manual's in here, both discs are in here, you know, and like I say, it's in almost as new condition, I'd call that, for £4.99, Parasite Eve 2. I thought, for $4.99, that is an absolute steal as far as I'm concerned. I couldn't even pass it up. Virtua Tennis 3 by Sega. Not really interested in tennis, but as you know, as you may notice here, this is an early title. You can tell by the red band and the low number, and I'm trying to get a lot of these early titles because, as you might have seen if you pay attention to the other stuff I do, I'm trying to review the PlayStation 3 games in numbered order, basically. So I've had to buy quite a lot of these early release games. This was 75p, so you know, can't complain about that, can you? 75p. I mean, what's that? It's nothing, isn't it? So NHL 2K7. No, I don't think I've played an ice hockey game since the Mega Drive. And admittedly, the ones on the Mega Drive are by EA Games, so I don't know about this, but I'm hoping I'll enjoy it, because I certainly did enjoy the ones on the Mega Drive. It might have all changed now, it's all in 3D, it might be completely different, but oh well, you get what you get. And that was, what was that? £1.25 for that, so not too bad at all. Fight Night Round 3, probably overpaid for that at £1.75, but we'll see. Hopefully it's like Punch-Out, but I doubt it, to be honest, because it's an EA game, so they've probably gone for realism. NBA Street Home Court, bit stickery and bashed up, if I'm honest, and again, one that I probably overpaid for, but I needed it to get some of the earlier releases just to fill up the gaps in my collection. That was £2.75. Gundam Target in Sight. No, this isn't promising because it's by Atari. Dirty. But it's also got Bandai Namco written there, which might lighten things up a bit. Never played it, but again, I've got to review it. And that was $2.75. So, you know, that sort of price, you can't go wrong. Now, this is one I was looking forward to, and I was hoping to get in my collection anyway at some point, and that's Virtua Fighter 5. Fighting games by Sega are quite good. Virtua Fighter had a bit of a rocky start on the Saturn. I mean, it was it sort of lost a bit of thunder really to Tekken when that came out, as far as I'm concerned. But you know, they've learned from their mistakes hopefully and cleaned up all the sort of dodgy hit detection and things like that. So yeah, a fighting game by Sega. How can you go wrong? Next one is Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Double Agent. Again, I've got no real interest in this. I bought it purely so as I could review it. NBA 2K. Oh, sorry, the price for that. Well, actually, price for Virtua Fighter 5, in case you're interested, was £2.75. Not a problem. Splinter Cell Double Agent was $2.25. Probably overpaid for that. NBA 2K7, £1.25. Well, yeah. It's quite a lot for a 10-year-old sports game, but, you know, it is what it is. Armored Core 4. which is another one I bought just to review, really, and $2.75. Not bad. Untold Legends Dark Kingdom. Now, this is touted as an action RPG, so we'll see. But this was a... Yeah, I don't know. It says here on the back, one of the most fun online multiplayer games available at the PS3's launch. Now, as you know, follow people who watch me often know I'm not into online multiplayer, so let's hope it's got more to offer than that, quite frankly. Where are we? Full Auto 2, Battle Lines, a driving game by Sega. Again, how can you go wrong? I do have a bit of a soft spot for Sega when it comes to fighting, shooting and driving games. I think they've always done it quite well. Well, they certainly did when they had their own arcade hardware. Hopefully some of that talent has, come forward into the future. Possibly, possibly not. Who can tell? Anyway, Full Auto 2 was... have I written it down? No, I might not have written it down. Oh well. No, I haven't written it down. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so on to the next one. Blazing Angels, Squadrons of World War II. I haven't got that one written down either, unfortunately, so I can't tell you how much that was. Isn't that really irritating? Oh yes, I have. No, that was £3.75. Now, another PlayStation 3 game. A little bit of backstory on this one. I'm obviously had to buy this game in order to review it as an early release title. And I went on eBay to buy a copy of this game, and every British one, or every European one I should say, was a £5 or more. And I thought I didn't really want to pay that for this game. And then I came across a US copy, which was about £2 something. Let me tell you, it was £2.42, including delivery. So I thought, well, that's half the price of the cheapest European version, so I'll buy the US version. And it's Call of Duty free. And you can tell it's the US version because it's got an ESRB rating rather than the PEGI rating that we get in Europe. But I imagine it will probably do for review purposes because it is the same game. The only thing that would be different is the DLC, usually in different territories. But, we'll see. We'll see how we get on. Now, there are two more PlayStation 3 games. One of them that I found in a charity shop, and I was really pleased to find because it cost me £1.49, and it was one that had been on my list to buy when I saw it. Because I have two lists basically. I have the list of everything I already have, so that I don't buy multiple copies of the same game thinking I don't already have it. And I have another list which is my wants list. That's my very specific wants list of stuff that I have to buy when I see it because I want to play it. And this is £1.49, Deus Ex Human Revolution, and I'm sure it's very good. But there is an annoying thing here, and it's basically Blockbuster in Letchworth having the last laugh with me because what they've done is they've stuck a sticker under the fucking plastic, if you can see there, which I find really irritating because they are a nightmare to get off unless you know how to do it, which luckily I do. It just takes an awful lot of time. Now, I found this one on eBay, and it's a special edition of a game, but this is a special edition that I didn't know existed until I found it on eBay, and that is Dishonored Special Edition. And it's what it comes with. It basically comes in a big box, and it's got the Arcane Assassin Pack DLC, which I probably won't use anyway, and a tarot card deck, which looks really sort of nice. It's not just a tarot card deck, incidentally. There's like tarot cards and there's playing cards, like a set of playing cards in here as well, which is pretty good. I'm not going to take it all out, but I thought this was a really good buy, actually, and I haven't written down how much I paid for it, which is really irritating. But it wasn't much. I think it was probably just over a tenner or something like that. It certainly wasn't much at all. But yeah, so do have a look on eBay from time to time, because you may be surprised as to what's out there. I've literally never seen this in a shop or anywhere, or advertised, or anyone finding it on YouTube or anything like that. I literally did not know this existed until I saw it on eBay, and there was one, and I bought it. I won the auction, thankfully, so I didn't have to pay mega money. It wasn't like a buy it now or anything, because if it was, I probably wouldn't have bought it, because I don't like them too much, unless they're ridiculously cheap, obviously, in which case knock yourself out. Right, so let's get here first. Now I'm gonna leave these three for a minute, and now I started buying some Wii U stuff because I think, and I'm not the only one that thinks this, incidentally, that Wii U stuff is going to start climbing up in value within probably about a year to 2 years' time. I mean, stuff already. You can go to game shops and you can still buy quite a bit of Wii U stuff, but supermarkets and places like that have all started basically throwing it in the bin, giving it back, whatever it is they do. So it's becoming more and more difficult to find in new condition. And even the game shops near me, I mean, they haven't got any new games for the Wii U at all. Like, nothing like sealed. It's all pre-owned stuff. You know, a bigger game shop will still have stuff new, but the game near me doesn't have anything new at all. It's all pre-owned. Anyway, so I decided to go and buy a few of the budget titles before they creep up in price. So I started with NBA 2K13, which is a basketball game. Now, this is supposedly, the 2K NBA games are supposedly the spiritual successors to NBA Jam, but we will see. I don't know, because I haven't played any of them, so I can't tell you for sure. Then this one here. Incidentally, the NBA game was £2.25. This is one called Your Shape Fitness Evolve. Now, I don't think this one requires any specific hardware. A lot of these fitness games do, but this one supposedly just works with the Wii remote. You don't need like a special belt or a glove or anything like that. Some of these fitness games, you need specific hardware in order to use them. Like the EA one that they brought out, you need the little clicker that goes along with it. Otherwise, you can't do much with the game. But this one just uses a normal Wii remote. This was £4.25, and I don't think that's too bad, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it's fitness shovelware crap, but it's you know, it's a Wii U game, and I think they are going to get scarcer, quite frankly. So I'm buying them now where I can, and provided they're cheap enough, obviously. Now, this is a game that received quite a lot of stick when it came out, basically because people felt there should have been more content on the disc than there was. Because when this came out, it had been released as a remaster trilogy on the Sony console, but not on the Wii U version. The Wii U version was only game number 3, Mass Effect 3, but the good thing about this version is that it's the special edition version, and what that basically means is all the stuff that you had to get DLC on the PlayStation, you get on the disc with the Wii U version for the Wii U. So that is actually more appealing to me than the PlayStation version, because I like content on disc. I don't like having to go and download loads of things. So I was quite pleased with that. Oh, and that was Mass Effect 3 was... I've lost it. No, there it is. £4.25 as well. So, there you go. Now, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is one I bought for the Wii U. I'm not that interested in Call of Duty. But what I do like about it is, and what I love about the Wii and the Wii U, is that you can use it as you can use a Wii remote as a light gun. I have the plastic holder that it goes in to use it as a light gun. It is just a piece of plastic, to be honest. It doesn't do much, but you can't. These are the only systems where you can use what is basically a light gun on a modern television. No other system lets you do this. You can't. Well, you can do it with the PlayStation 3 to a certain extent with the Move controllers, but the Wii U ones actually work better. If you have a Wii Motion Plus, that is, you need to have the Wii Motion Plus. But that might actually turn a game that I'm not interested in into something a bit more fun, because I really do quite like that. And also, because this is a third-party Wii U title, I think this is one of the ones that is going to go up, because it did not sell well, to be fair. Certainly not as well as it does on other consoles. So I think that is one that will go up at some point. Now, I had to buy this one, Zombie U. I have a soft spot for games that are set in Britain, especially zombie-fueled post-apocalyptic Britain. I do like the charm of that. So I had to buy this, really, and that was I think this was this was $4.25 as well, so not too bad, under a fiver. You can't go wrong. Now, 3 more Wii U games. Where do I start? Yeah, I'll start with this one, Mario Kart 8. How could I not buy this, really, owning a Wii U? I had to buy Mario Kart 8. There was no getting around it. It had to be done. And the good thing is, when I went into... I was just browsing around in game, and I saw they had a 25% off sticker on it, which meant that I got this game for £18.74, which for Mario Kart 8 is nothing. I mean, you know, less than 20 quid. How can you go wrong? You can't. It's very simple. No, there was one that I bought on eBay, and basically I bought it. I'll show you the game and then I'll tell you why I bought it. Now, Super Mario Bros. U featuring Super Luigi U. Now, if you saw my last pickups video, or it might have been the one before, you know I already have Super Mario Bros. U. But this was on eBay, and I think this was just less than 20 quid. I notice I haven't got that one written down either. I have to start doing that properly. Now, it basically come down to, do I want to pay 35, 40 quid for Luigi U on its own, or do I pay 20 odd quid for a game I've already got, plus the Luigi U game that I actually want? Well, I'll do that. I mean, I know there's something to be said for having it in a fancy box that's green. I know a lot of people are into that, but to be perfectly honest, I'm happy just playing the game. Provided I don't have to download anything, I'm happy playing the game. So I'll probably just do that and save 20 quid by not having a green box. It's, you know, it makes sense to me. But there you go. Now, this is one that I absolutely had to pick up because I saw it on eBay, and it was, I'll tell you what it was first, $16.99 this was, so it might sound reasonably expensive, but this didn't even have a price on the CEX website when I went to look, because what I normally do, if I see something on eBay and I don't know what price it should be, I mean, some things you just don't have any clue as to what price it normally goes for, because you don't keep up with that sort of thing. And what I normally do is I check like CEX and Game and places like that to see what their price is for it, and then decide which one I'm going to buy. And this is the Nintendo eShop Selects SteamWorld Collection. Now, this has SteamWorld Heist and SteamWorld Dig, which are both indie games, but this is on disc, so no downloading for me. There is only, as far as I know, in Britain, there is only 2 games under the eShop Selects label. There's this one, and then there's another one called Fast Racing Neo, which I need to get, but that is jumping up in price now on a almost daily basis, it seems. So I don't know when I'll get around to getting that. I'll probably have to save up. So yeah, quite happy with that. And again, at that price, I couldn't find a price on either Game or where else did I try? I tried GameSeek, I tried CEX, and they didn't have a price for it when I bought that. So, but then that was back in the middle of February, so maybe they do now. Right. So I'll get on with just quickly. This was something I found on gameseek.co.uk. It was £6.54, and it's a Wii Fit U meter. Now, I don't have the game that goes along with this, but I understand it's pretty cheap if you're just buying the game. But when I see this, it's usually as part of a bundle, and it's reasonably expensive, or you quite often see the bundle that has the Wii Fit U game and the balance board, but not the little meter clicker thing, pedometer, I suppose it is. So I thought I'll get one because it was pretty cheap, $6.54, including delivery. This was as well. Don't forget. So I had to do that. Really, couldn't say no. While I was on GameSeek, I bought this, which is an Epic Mickey paintbrush nunchuck. Now, what this does is when you're playing Epic Mickey The Power of Two on the Wii U or the Wii, it glows blue when you're painting and it turns green when you're using paint thinners. Now, you'll notice that this is actually officially a Wii accessory, but it does say there it is compatible with the Wii U version of Epic Mickey. I imagine it probably works as a nunchuck as well. It just doesn't light up when you're playing other games. Now, there is another accessory that goes along to match this, which is Oswald's clicker, but I've never seen that. I don't know where you'd get it, to be perfectly honest. I've never seen it. To be fair, I haven't really looked for it, but I haven't seen it. If I do see it, I'll probably get one. But I think it's probably quite rare. So who knows what I will have to pay for it. But interesting sideline to this, I bought this and it was £5.93, so reasonably cheap. So I thought, well, I better go and get the game to go with it now. I'll go and get... I already have Epic Mickey, the original, the first one on the Wii. And I thought, well, I went down to CEX in Stortford, where I live, and they had it in there. I knew they had it in there because I'd already seen it. And I went in and went to buy it, took the box up to the counter, Epic Mickey 2 on the Wii U, and the girl behind the counter, to my forever upset, was in the process of putting in the Wii version of the game into the box. And I said, oh, hang on. Have you got the Wii U version? This is the Wii U version, not the Wii version. So she checks and she checks again and she asks her friend and she checks again. And no, they hadn't. They only had the disc for the Wii version. What they suspect might have happened is that somebody's come in and bought the Wii version and walked out with the Wii U disc. So, yeah, I thought, do I then pay £8 for a boxing game that don't match for a console that I don't really want to play that version of the game on? Obviously not. So I just left it in the shop and hopefully they've sorted out what's going on. But yeah, so the long and the short is I've got a nunchuck that I can't use at the moment, or not properly anyway. So yeah. While I'm on the subject of Wii stuff, I've bought a few Wii games, and if I can be after finding where the list starts, yeah. Road Trooper Court Zone Massacre, £1.75. Quite cheap, isn't it? Aquapanic, that was, where are we? £3.50. I mean, the box isn't in the greatest condition and the manual is missing, but this is supposed to be pretty good, so still quite happy anyway. As always with these things, you can look for upgrades as you go along, but you've already got the game, so you're halfway there. Cyberbike, which if you've seen my video on how rare this game isn't, you'll probably know I've already got this. I don't really need to say anything more about it. But there's a video somewhere on my playlist. Go and look for it. It's probably quite good. Smiley World Island Challenge. Now, this is in very good condition. It looks like it's hardly been played. And that was $2.75. So pretty cheap. Now, while I was in CEX, I saw this game in there and it was marked up at £3, and I nearly lost my mind until I realised what it actually was. Now, this is Guilty Gear XX Core. There is another version of this, and I can't remember off the top of my head what it is called. It's not Core, it's something else. But I thought this was that version marked up at £3. Now, and then when I noticed it was Guilty Gear Core, I thought, oh, and I was a little bit deflated. But then I thought, do you know what? £3 isn't an awful lot of money for a 2D fighter. I'll just get it anyway. And yeah, so I'm quite happy with it. The only problem I have with it is that it's been through several pre-owned programs, as you can see from the amount of stickers that's on it. But this is not the... I wish I could remember what the more expensive version of this game is called. It's Guilty Gear XX, something else that isn't Core. Anyway, that's the expensive one. This one, for £3, is probably about right for this one. Right, and the last couple of things. How are we doing for time? Not too bad, actually. So, a couple more wee things to finish off, I think. Formula 1 2009. Now, this is just... What this basically is the box set that came with the steering wheel. And I got the steering wheel as well. And this is from the box set, because you can see on the back there, not to be sold separately. That's normally indicative of a box set. So basically what would normally happen is it would be in a big box with the game and the steering wheel, sort of like this, only I didn't get the big box. I got the steering wheel and I got the game, but no big box for it to come in. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is made by Mad Catz, but I can't see anywhere on it that says that. But I think this is actually a Mad Catz controller. So it's probably quite robust and quite sturdy. The only thing I will say with these things, if you've ever used any of the Mario Kart racing wheels, they work far better with a Wii Motion Plus controller than they do with the original Wiimote controller. So if you have the Motion Plus, obviously not the thing where you plug the big thing into the back, the actual updated Wii Motion Plus controller, use them with steering wheels. Don't use the original ones because they are so flighty and crap. You use the Wii Motion Plus if you're going to use a steering wheel accessory, which I probably will do, to be honest, because I quite like racing games. They're a lot of fun. Now, the last thing I'm going to show, if you did watch my video on Cyberbike, the game, you'll know that I threw in a little bit of a teaser on that video of something for the Wii that I think is going to end up rare. And this is basically something that comes in two parts. I've got an elastic band holding it together so that I wouldn't get it all mixed up. The first part is this game, which isn't the rare part. It's called Babysitting Mama. It's from the people that brought you What's Cooking Mama. No, these are children's games. They are. They're easy, rinse and repeat children's games. Nice little disc, nice little box. And for a children's game, that, bearing in mind this would have been bought probably for a 4 or 5 year old, is in really good condition. Now, this is the bit that you can see every day. I mean, you'll come across the discs for this once in a while. The thing that I think is going to be rare is this sort of half cute, half really creepy, ugly thing here, which is the doll that goes along with this game. Now, I don't know what it does. It basically, what this is a controller that provides feedback to the game. And what you do is you put your Wii remote in the back of the baby here, and you rock him to sleep and things like that, and make sure
he's not crying in the game. But this is the thing. This horrible thing here is the thing that I think is going to be rare. Now this one here is in pretty good condition. Now I didn't get a big box with this, unfortunately. It was too cheap for that. I paid for this and the game £8.50, which for the pair of these is actually a pretty good price. I'm not sure if I'll be keeping this because I think it's going to wake up in the middle of the night and stab me. It looks the sort, doesn't it? It's like a sort of Meowth figure from Pokemon. It's the sort of thing that, yeah, it looks cute, and it's Meowth. He's a cute little cat, isn't he? A bit of a wisecracking cat. But as soon as you leave the house, he's sniffing your dirty underpants, isn't he? This is the same sort of thing. This is a creepy, horrible thing, and I think because of that. Because of that, I think people are going to get rid of this pretty sharpish. And the other reason, I think, is because this is a game and toy combo that will have been given to 4, 5 and 6-year-olds that will absolutely wreck it. So if you do come across one of these in good condition on a boot sale or something like that, probably with all crayon all over it or smelling faintly of wee and vomit, probably don't buy that one. But I think in this sort of condition, this is my tip for a future Wii collectible. This is going to be, I don't know. I don't know what I can equate it to, but honestly, if you can keep hold of one of these in good nick, I think there is going to be a certain part of the collector's market in the future that's going to be looking for these. I'll probably get rid of this, to be honest. I bought it to give it a go, see what it did, maybe do a little video on it, and then sell it. Because I don't really want this thing hanging around in my house. I don't care what it might be worth in the future. I don't really want it. It's just too... do you know what I mean? It's too cute for its own good. It's like, oh, look at them eyes. They're going to murder you. I don't like that sort of thing. I don't like creepy dollies and things like that. They freak me out. But anyway, that was it. This is my tip for Wii rarity. Not necessarily the game, but this thing here. This is the thing that if you're looking to invest in games, buy that. And I hope it fucking haunts you. So yeah, that's it. That's it for this pickups video. Now, there probably won't be another one for a little while, if I'm honest, because like I said, I'm trying to save up for a PlayStation 4 Pro so that I can finally get around to playing all these PlayStation games that I've been buying, and I have spent a lot on PlayStation games, especially the limited run stuff. It's more than I would normally spend, but I look at it. I look upon it as, well, if I didn't spend the money now, I'd be spending 3 times the price later on if I did want to buy them, and I can always sell them if I don't like them. So that's why there won't be a pickups video for a while. I think the next crop of videos is probably going to be, well, obviously you got the teaser at the beginning about the PlayStation 2, so if you know what's coming, there'll be a video coming up about a project I plan to do with PlayStation 2. That'll probably come up when the SATA adapter arrives from China. So stay tuned for that. That'll be probably one of the next bigger videos I do. And apart from that, there's going to be some PlayStation 3 reviews and anything else that I can fit in, really. So yeah, subscribe and like and all the rest of it. And the few comments that I do get, I do read and I do try to respond to. So, I mean, I'm not the sort of person on YouTube where if you sent a comment it would get lost in a noise. I do look at them and I do like to reply. And yeah, so and if you have one of these disgusting dollies, sitting around in your house. Has it killed you yet? Has it tried to murder you? Have you woken up in the middle of the night and it's over the head of your bed with a carving knife in its hand? Do put that in the comments. I'd be interested to know. But I'm going to go and lock it in a box when I'm done with this and never look upon it again until I have to actually see what it does. So where are we? We're coming up to 45 minutes now, so I'm going to finish up here and I will see you in another video.